Stuart, like, what do we make of this Chelsea team after they give up 5 goals against Liverpool? What kind of confidence do you have that they can go to Wolves and get a result? All they need is the draw.
I think they will get a result. I think the actual Liverpool game will give them a bit of confidence in terms of the way they attack, the way that when they brought on Pulisic, they looked a totally different team. But going back to Stevie's point, Chelsea beat Manchester United with Giroud up front, and he can hardly move, and he caused them problems. Vardy can cause them even more problems. But that's one of the problems with Chelsea. Is Giroud going to play and play well, or is he going to be that target man that never wins a ball in the air? Are they going to play Tammy Abraham, who can run in behind? It's all about the players in behind that main strike. And if they perform well, I think they'll beat Wolves.
Stevie, it's a huge match for Wolves as they chase Europa, trying to keep Spurs out. You think it'll be easy for Chelsea?
Easy? Oh, that'll be anything but easy. I'll tell you something. There is absolutely no doubt the one thing that will be on Frank Lampard's mind is how do we stop the opposition from scoring? Because as far as going forward is concerned, they've got talent. But as good as they are going forward, as bad as they are backwards. So that's the only thing that Frank has to actually sort out for me. Yes, they can go forward, and yes, they can create and score goals, but they give far too many chances and far too many goals away on the other side. And so when you're playing against a team like Wolves, you've got to be panicking, because Wolves like to get at you, and they can get at you with pace. So listen, Frank's decisions about attacking are pretty straightforward and easy. He's got loads of choices. As far as defending's concerned, he's got a lot of choices, but none of them are good choices.
Robbo, since you mentioned him, Christian Pulisic on yesterday's show, Stevie said he was Chelsea's best player by a country mile. You agree?
Absolutely. He was excellent when he came on. He ran past people with the ball. He made good decisions when he was running with the ball as well. He played little 1-2s. But just going back to Stevie's point there about Chelsea not defending, I'll go back to my old favourite, Jorginho, when he made that challenge in the second half against Liverpool. When you're playing against a counter-attacking team like Wolves, Jorginho's not the player you want as the holding midfield player. And that's a major loss for them. Kante probably not going to be fit.
Stevie, I heard that disapproving groan when Jorginho was mentioned.
Oh, no, I wasn't disagreeing with Robbo. I was just thinking of the challenge. It was like, honest to goodness, he was never even getting there. And then he just, what a professional. You're never getting there, you just throw yourself in anyway. I mean, it was a horrendous challenge. And again, it just backs my point up. You know, Frank's choices as far as defending in the middle of the park are limited. And when you've got to play Jorginho, then that tells you that you're limited. So, hey, Frank, good luck sorting out this middle of the park and your back line against Wolves. All the best.
Stevie, you mentioned it yesterday on the show. We were talking about Christian Pulisic. You obviously have high praise for him. I wonder how you can explain what's happened to this player since the restart.
I think like all good players, they don't like it when they're not picked. I can't think of anything worse when you're sat there and you think you should be playing and then you're not picked and then you're sat on the bench. And then all you hear is, "I'll go and warm up," and you're like, "Oh, go and warm up." So that clearly has been a motivation for him to say, right, I've got talent, and I'm going to show Frank or anybody else that wants to see it. And that's just been a good player, been a good pro, and it tells you a lot about the kid that he can get through that and produce what he's producing now.
Robbo, easy to make the case for Pulisic to be a starter now, but you look to next year, Ziyech, Werner already coming in, Havertz potentially as well. You think he can sustain this?
Absolutely. I think you mentioned those players. I think Willian will be gone. I don't think Mason Mount's been quite the player that he was at the start of the season. So I think he still gets in the side. Timo Werner will play through the middle. They go with a different style rather than Giroud up front. Timo Werner will play there. Ziyech will play one side, and I think Pulisic will play the other. And the way he's been playing from probably, I would say, October time when he got in the side, he's been excellent for Chelsea, and he's looked a real star, real talent, and he's got great pace, and he makes good decisions with the ball.
Thank you, Robbo. Thank you, Stevie. Plenty more from the boys over on today's edition of ESPN FC's Extra Time. You can find it on our YouTube.